Hey everyone, Captain Foley is back. So, the question today is, was The Force Awakens good or not so good? Dark side or the light side? I had opportunity to see it last night. I already put a post on my page about it, basically detailing what we're going to talk about right now. This is spoiler free. I do plan on doing a more detailed, spoiler-filled one down the road after I've seen the movie a few more times. Got my new Trooper shirt as well from Nerd Block. That's what I wore last night. So, it's a good movie. I'm going to start off by saying that. So it was good. Not as good as I expected or anticipated. And that's all on me. I had high expectations going into this thing. I've said since day one that JJ would do Star Wars proud, so I was hoping that I was right. And from everything I'd seen leading up to it, everything about the premiere, a lot of the initial reactions were very positive. So I went in thinking, all right, this is going to be a damn near perfect Star Wars movie. Yes and no. And I'm going to tell you basically why without telling you any plot points. So like I said, my expectations were very, very high. I was engulfed the whole time in this movie. I was invested in it. I really enjoyed it. But afterwards, when I left the theater, I felt uneasy. And I wonder why. The death of Spock is like an open wound. No, I'm sorry. Something else. Anyway, I wanted more out of it at the end, and I was very conflicted about how I felt. I wasn't sure whether I enjoyed it or not. I did in the moment of it, but at the end, it didn't have that satiating feel that I needed from this movie. And I know there's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of it's going to be a trilogy, so there's 2 more to come. We got to wait years for those, just like with the original Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So fair enough, I get that. I really, really do. But like I said, to give it a fair review and a good review, I really need to see it a few more times. This is my initial reactions, my gut feeling. After seeing it, I came home last night, I sat down, I wrote my little Facebook post and about my initial thoughts, and I watched a few things on YouTube about it, both spoiler-filled and non-spoiler reactions, and the reactions I'm seeing on social media are either you absolutely love this movie, or you're kind of like me. You're not sure how to feel about it. 1 or 2 people actually hate it, but they're just haters. So there are some very distinct JJ-esque moments in the movie that could have been handled a little bit better. But like I said, this is my first viewing of it. When Star Trek 2009 went to theaters, I saw it 7 times in theaters. And people are going to be going, what? Why'd you say it 7 times? It was a piece of shit. Well, yes and no. It had its good points, it had its bad points. The first time I saw it, I thought, this is a pretty good reboot. Aside from the Enterprise. I was not happy with the Enterprise at all, ever, watching those movies. So, this one, I had the same feeling leaving the theater. Like, yeah, this is a good movie. And then I had to, quelch that a little bit and just sit back and think, is it really good, or was it like JJ's Star Trek? And when I got out of the theater and I started thinking about it and kind of mulling it over in my head, I don't know. It has a good feeling to it, but at the same time, that Star Wars minutia is not there. I'm in the middle of doing my Star Wars prequel movie reviews. I've already done episode 1, and I've been watching 2 and 3, and you know, they feel more Star Wars to me than JJ's did. I think it's just because George Lucas was there. There's that George Lucas flair to it. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of static for that because a lot of people hate the prequels. I do. I'm not a huge fan of them either. They do have their distinct flaws, but they at least felt some of the time Star Wars. And I just, while this was Star Wars and while it did feel Star Wars in some spots, it didn't have that Lucas magic that it needed, I don't think. And I don't know how to explain that any better. That's my gut feeling. That's just the reaction that I have. And I just want to get this out on video for you guys. And like I said, after I've done it, watch it a few more times, I will definitely be doing a spoiler-filled review and kind of talk about it a little bit. But one thing I got to compliment JJ for, the pacing in this movie was excellent. JJ, we know was good for his action sequences and whatnot. Pacing was good. Boom, 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 scene to scene. There was no scenes where you're like, oh, well, this is going to hurry up. I never once looked at the time. I never once really shifted in my seat. I was pretty much transfixed the whole time. It's just to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. There was no time that I was like, when is this going to be over? Because this 10 minutes is boring because it's just talking. Even movies like The Hobbit and stuff, there were so many boring parts where it's just like, let's go some action. So there was none of that going on. At the end of the movie, I wanted it to continue for numerous reasons. I was really kind of into it, and I could have watched episode 8 right away if it had been made. And I really feel like the ending needed another 10-15 minutes just of some dialogue, something, just to kind of, like I said, kind of give you that feeling that you have some substance. Because it was kind of a disappointing ending, in my opinion. I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. I have underutilization of a few characters, one of which was my favorite, and that was disappointing. As you all know, my favorite character is R2-D2. This is not a spoiler, per se. This is just, if you don't want to know anything about the movie, you might want to, actually, it doesn't even matter. R2's in it. I mean, R2's awesome. He's in every Star Wars movie. He's basically the hero of every Star Wars movie. This one, he's very underutilized. See, I got my little R2 plushie. My favorite, absolute favorite character. I love R2-D2, and I don't know, he was probably in it for a total of 2 minutes, tops. And what he did in those 2 minutes was very underwhelming. I was kind of satisfied with the ending of that, how he was involved in the actual end of the movie. But I really need more R2-D2 in my life. R2-D2 is a timeless character. The actor, or the canister, doesn't age. I mean, I understand that the actor inside ages, but he really wasn't needed, or I don't even know if they used him for this one. It's something that he can be in every movie ever till the end of time, and it doesn't matter because he's R2-D2 and he's not going to age really. He's just shine him up. So the underutilization of R2-D2 and a few other characters really kind of bothered me. I figured they'd be more invested in it than they were. Now, going into this, I had decided I was going to kind of boycott BB-8. I've talked about this a few times. Boycott little BB-8 here. Just because I'm a huge R2-D2 fan, and I don't want BB-8 replacing R2-D2. Plus, I wasn't sure if I was going to like BB-8. I thought he might be the Jar Jar of the franchise, as I stated earlier, early on. But the more I saw, the more I liked BB-8. So, I do like BB-8 now. BB-8's a cute little character, fun to watch, and definitely very able. I mean, he looks like he wouldn't be able to do much. Surprisingly, this guy is very able. He's actually probably better than R2-D2. This guy can roll faster. He can run. He can run with Rey and Finn at their speed, just booking it along the ground. R2-D2 could not move that fast. So this guy has a lot of potential, and I'm very happy with his utilization in the film. I do not want him replacing R2-D2 though. That's why I said I kind of like the end of the film with the way it happened. The very end of the film, R2-D2 kind of goes with some people and BB-8 is left behind. So I don't know how that's going to play out in the next one. Hopefully R2 has a bigger role in the next one. It looks like he's going to. And that would be obviously what I want to see. So that's the other thing. Underutilization of awesome characters such as R2-D2. And I know, well, he's from the original. You shouldn't expect him in these ones. I know, I get it. I really do. Stop. It's R2-D2. He is a Star Wars mainstay. He has to be there to keep everything cohesive and keep the story together and save the day. R2's amazing. I have written down here, didn't really feel like Star Wars at times. It's true. A lot of times, like if this was a generic science fiction movie without the Star Wars label, you got to think, would it be a good movie? Yes, I think it might be, but I don't think it would be anything special. Because it has the Star Wars label on it, it's automatically raised up in the ranks to something special. It didn't disappoint. It didn't let me down. It sort of lived up to some of the hype in my head, but not as much as I had, and that's my fault. You shouldn't go into movies with expectations too high, especially something that you've waited a long time for and is directed by somebody that you really don't have a lot of faith in. Even though from the beginning, from the get-go, if you look back at all my old videos, I've said from the time that we found out that JJ was doing this, I said he's a Star Wars fan, he's going to do the franchise proud, I think he's going to do good work. He did. He did. Absolutely he did. So, I don't know. There was just a few moments, and the overall taste in my mouth after the movie was it didn't feel Star Wars enough. But I've only seen it one time, and to be honest, I really need to see things a few times before I can really give you my honest opinion. A lot of times I see something, I absolutely love it, end up hating it. Or if I watch it once or hear a song once and I hate it, usually ends up becoming one of my favorites. So this kind of mediocre on the fence thing for me, it's hard to say. I need to watch it a few more times. So I want you guys to comment below what your thoughts on it were. No spoilers. Any spoilers will just be removed without even being read. I want to get them off of there as soon as possible because I don't want people that watch this to have spoilers if they're not interested. So those spoilers can wait for my spoiler-filled review. But I want you guys to know that I will be watching it again relatively soon, and there will be a spoiler-filled trailer coming up, or not a trailer, spoiler-filled discussion with me about this in the next couple weeks, probably in the new year, early to mid-January, I would imagine. So stay tuned for that if you guys are interested, and please leave your comments below what you thought, if you kind of mirror my views, if you think I'm a complete idiot for what I'm saying. Don't be rude. If you're rude, I've said this before, I don't tolerate that. You will be deleted and banned. Or your comment will be deleted and you will be banned from my channel. So it means you can't comment anymore. I don't put up with that bullshit. You can be critical and disagree with me in a polite, respectful manner, and that's how it's going to be. Anyway, guys, that is it for now. Hope you guys... I was going to say, hope you enjoyed it. Well, it's just my reaction, so I don't know how you could really enjoy it. But I look forward to kind of hearing your thoughts on it, whether you think the same things that I do or not. Yeah. I got to say one more thing before I go. It's kind of popped into my head. The bad guy in this, not very intimidating. He's not the most intimidating character, and he's definitely not as intimidating one iota nearly as much as Darth Vader. He just comes off as kind of immature, let's say. That's all I'm going to say right now. You guys will see what I mean when you see the movie. But like I said, there'll be more talking about him specifically in the spoiler-filled review I do. Anyway, guys, that is really it for now. I will see you guys very soon. We got a bunch of stuff to do today. Samuel and myself as far as Trek Yards goes. So, good day. All right, I will see you guys very soon. It's Captain Foley signing off. Bye, everybody. May the Force be with you.